Hello, my viewers. So, many of you who have been following me know that this is where I want to put a washer dryer setup, and I can easily put a washing machine, okay, right in this spot here. Now, I want to put the dryer in this corner here. All right, the problem is I've got this like little bump out right here that's about 6 inches, is at least 6 inches deep. Okay. And that's kind of critical because I only have about 24 inches from here to here, okay, where the machine could sit. So that extra 6 inches could very well be very, very critical, especially if I want to put in a good sized dryer that'll dry comforters. And believe me, my wife, she would never forgive me for not allowing a space for a large enough dryer for a comforter, because if a woman buys this place, she's going to want to buy a dryer that will dry her comforters and not have to worry about the dryer sticking out too far out in the this little hallway right here. So I'm gonna have to start tearing into this, and I'm not real pleased with the aesthetics of it anyway. Anytime you do something like this, there's problems. And the problem here is that we've got this pantry. I like the pantry, but it's kind of in the way. I want to keep the pantry, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what I get when I remove that bump out. Now, see, this is inside here. This is what we've got. We got just this board here, okay? So it's possible what I could do is take these shelves out. I mean, I'm not real fond of these shelves anyway. You know, they're not really what I consider to be very efficient, okay? And of course there's an additional space up here. If I have to, what I'll do is I'll, make the space so that I'll have plenty of space for the dryer by maybe shrinking inward the pantry just a little bit. So let's see what we get as I tear into this wall. Alright, let us begin. This is bad here, that's for real. Either way, it's got to go. All moldy. Yes, indeed. That's what I'm looking at here. Okay. Alright, so yeah, this is what we got. So this is peering into that pantry. Okay. See, these are the shelves and everything. And but still, I mean, I've got to do something with that. I'm going to go ahead and continue cutting it up, I guess. kind of careful about removing some of this wood here. So it's trim and we'll reuse. There we go. Got that out in one piece. Okay. And then I can tear this out. See, this is all sort of interconnected here. I'd like to be able to get this one board out, or this one wall here out in one piece. And that is so that I can reuse it here, okay, inside this cabinet. But it is, this wall here is connected to all of this trim and everything here, so I got to work on that, getting that out of there. I have to remove. I'm going to have to take this out here then. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. This got to come out. Alright, no problem there. So then I can take this out. I'm going to have to figure out how I can get it under there. Let's see. There we go. Alright. There we go. That's good. Okay, and then I have to remove this piece with the doors and everything all intact. Okay. Okay, so now I should be able to move this out of there. Oh, it's hung up. Oh my. I don't want to bust it up too bad. There we go. So now I still have to remove this part here. There it goes. Okay, good. That's as good as it moved. And then I should be able to move this wall out of there. Alright, of course it must be difficult coming out of there, believe it or not. So I've got to maybe see if I can hammer it out this side. Okay. Wow. Cool. More of a tussle than I expected here. That is in there. Okay. Well, I don't know how salvageable some of this is going to be, but I'll do what I can. Making one little change here or there can chain react to bigger changes. So, all right. No biggie. Right, there's that. Okay, so yeah, like I said, it's chain reacted into something I didn't really expect to do, but there it is. So now this has become, you know, something I got to do here. I mean, I got to rip this wall out now, like that. Okay. Not a big deal. I planned on tearing this out anyway. See, look at that. See this here? So it's just as well. I mean, look at that. See this laundry hookup? Need to do it regardless. So I have to tear apart a lot of this wall too, and then rebuild it. So you know, I'm going to show you what it looks like at this point here. Yeah, here's something I did not really expect. I got more mold back in here, so I'll just take this drywall out, and then see this floor right there, gone. So, and I'm not really too sure yet just how far back that rot goes. My guess is it's probably to that where that floor flange is. So yeah, this is going to be something special here. Some rebuilding. And so yeah, you know, that's okay, because I can rebuild a lot of this. I have the technology. I am so tired of these roaches. You know, son of a bitch. Come on. They're everywhere here. Alright. So there's that. Tore down that moldy old drywall right there. Okay. Down to the studs. Of course, a lot of that bottom plate got to be replaced, but that's okay because we got a bunch of floor over here. It's got to be replaced. I'm not sure exactly where I'm gonna wind up with that yet, so we'll find out. I spent a good part of the day today trying to remove as much of this old linoleum as I can off the floor because I need to get some more plywood so I can repair these holes. Now these holes, obviously I didn't know that this floor was as rotted as it was until I went to remove that pantry, because I wanted to make sure that a good sized dryer is going to fit. So in fact I've already removed the plumbing and everything, okay, for the dryer and the wash machine hookup. Now, well, remember that? That's the little patch I put in some time back, a few videos ago. So looks like I'm going to have to cut part of that away so that I can patch up the rest of this mess right in here. And well, I guess I needed really to get a new floor flange and everything else for the toilet, so that's not a big deal. So yeah, I've already cleaned up a lot of the staples, screws and nails and things like that were up here, and removed the drywall that was all molded up. So tomorrow I guess I'm going to get some plywood and go from there. Thank you for watching. You don't have to like it, but I appreciate it if you subscribe and comment.